Hey, this is Christy. Welcome to another TechSmith Camtasia tutorial. In today's one, I'm going to show you a workaround to a problem that many users of Camtasia have expressed, the inability to add outline to a text. So if you want to have a text on screen that has just the outline and no fill, then this video is for you because I'm showing a way to do it. It involves creating a special effect on the text, and we can make it customizable so that you can use this with any text you want at any size you want, and it's going to work pretty much the same way and without having to bring in text from outside, export it with transparent PNGs or any other thing. So if you are looking for a way to create outline only text in Camtasia, I'm going to show you how to do it. This is Camtasia 2021, by the way, and let's start. So we are here in a new project in Camtasia, and I would like to just type text. I'm going to annotations on the left, and I'm going to just use a simple text. You can use this one or this one, and I like to use this one because it's kind of large, and I'm going to just change the size to make it very, very large, maybe 500 or so. I think this is the maximum you can get anyway. And to make the effect more visible, I'm going to make it bold. So I'm going to go to bold here, and of course we want to make this one be an outline. So to start, I'm going to just go to the corner here and just enlarge this area because that allows me to maybe make this larger. I know 500 is the maximum, but if you use different fonts, it may actually be larger. So you can change to any font, it doesn't matter. And also this works if you want to change the font later. So don't get stuck on the font right here. I'm just going to actually leave it to Montserrat for now with bold, right? So this is how we're going to do this. We want to have the text see-through, but we want to see the outline in white or any color you want to change. It doesn't really matter. So let me show you how to do this. Basically, what we are doing, because Camtasia doesn't allow you to specify no fill for a text and put a different kind of outline to the text so you can see through it, we're going to actually use a trick involving a few copies of this text and a track matte. I'm going to double click and replace this with text because it's important to have corners where you can anchor yourself to them. So I'm going to just call this one text, but at the end we can just change the text to anything we like. And here's the trick. We're going to make this text sort of opaque a little bit so we can see through it a little bit like that. So I'm going to make exactly 8 copies of this text, right? In addition to this main one that I have here. I know it sounds like it's a lot, but believe me, it's going to work and it's going to give you the effect you want. So the principle behind this is that we will make copies of this text, and each copy is going to be offset by a few pixels. So we will offset it to the top left, top right, bottom left, and then left, right, top, and bottom. We're going to offset this by the same amount. Each copy is going to be offset by the same amount of space. And finally, I'm going to show you how to make it an outline from that. So I'm going to zoom in my timeline here, and let's call this track. It's very easy, and it's nice to stay organized by renaming your tracks. So I'm going to call this main text, okay? And then I'm going to copy this, and my playhead is at the start, which makes it easier to paste in the same position. And I'm going to paste this 4 times for now, and I'm going to paste it 4 more times later. So let's go to the second one, and let's call this one left. Okay, that's on the left. I'm just going to offset this to the left. Select this text, and don't move your playhead, don't do anything, and zoom in. You can hold down Control key on Camtasia and zoom, hold the cursor to sort of in the corner and zoom in to that point. Don't actually do this when you have the text selected. So I'm going to undo that. So if you hold the mouse in the corner and use your mouth wheel, you're going to zoom into that place. Okay, so I'm going to hide all the other tracks because they're making my text be too white. And this one here, the second one, the left one, I'm going to use the keyboard to move it to the left. So I'm going to hold down Shift key and press left. 1, 2, 1, just maybe 1. Okay, let's 1 and maybe without the shift key, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so one shift and a couple more pixels to the left. It's important to do it the same distance with all of them, because you'll see why. It's going to give our outline the same width if we do this. So I have shifted this text to the left one time with the shift key and about 3 times without, which, you know, the shift key makes text move, or objects with the keyboard arrow keys, it makes it move faster. I have moved this one. I'm going to hide it now. Go to the next one. Let's call this one right. Okay, so this means I'm going to turn it on, click on it, and it's now selected. So I'm going to hold down the shift key 1 and then 1, 2, 3 or so. Just, you know, you can even eyeball this. If you're zoomed in far enough, it's not going to make a huge difference. Okay, so this is my right text. Hide this one for now, unhide the next one, and double click and call this one top. So, okay, select it, shift key up, 1, 2, 3. We have, you know, moved it up a bit. If you zoom in some more, you can actually see what I'm doing here. So the main text still stays there, but the other texts are being offset. Finally, let's move to the last one and hide this one and double click and call this one bottom, and then click on it and shift key down, 1, 2, 3, sort of like this, 3 or 4. It's fine. So we have done the top, bottom, left, and right. Now this is going to give us a bit of trouble when we show all of them, because you can see now the corners are not precisely covered. So what we want to do is we want to copy these again 4 more times and duplicate them in the corners too. That's what we will do now. So I'm going to copy the first one, just the first one, because that's in the original position, right? So copy that one, copy, and go to the paste it again. If you keep your playhead in the same position, it's going to just create a new track and paste your object onto that track. I know it sounds like we're having a lot of tracks here, so just bear with me, because this is going to pay off at the end. Now this is going to be like, let's call this top left. Okay, let's go clockwise, top left. All right, so click on this object. It's selected. Now hold down the shift key and move it 1 to the top, 1 to the left. You can even look closely and notice that I'm actually matching it with the left and the top, which are now visible to just close the corner properly. Okay, let's copy again the main one, paste it. Let's call this one top right. Okay, click on it and use the arrow keys to just move it out until it matches with the other two. Move it to the right and move it to the top. You notice how the corner becomes sharp again. Okay, another one. Let's copy this one, another one. So this is going to be bottom right now. All right, now again, use the shift key or just use the arrow keys, and you know, if you're zoomed in close enough, you will see it. It's quite accurately moving it. And finally, let's paste one more and call this one bottom left. All right, we won't need these names anyway at the end when we are done. So select this one again, use the shift key or arrow keys and just move that into place. Bottom, move it to the bottom and move it to the left until you have a perfect corner there. All right, now select everything and turn the opacity all the way up. And now you see you're pretty much perfect on the corners here. It's a little bit, it may be a little bit off. So if the top left, for example, is not very precise, you can just select on it and move it 1 pixel at a time until it shows perfectly. Bottom left again seems a little bit off. Click on it and move with the arrow key until you cover that corner. Now look at my text here. You can't really see much difference here, except maybe the ones that have slanted corners like the X, letter X here. But really this will not be visible in the end anyway. So this is the final step for our outline text. I'm going to select everything except for the bottom track, which is my main text. Okay, so just Control key and click on that to remove it from the selection. So I have all of my tracks selected with all of my texts. Control G to create a group like this. So now all of my offset texts are inside of that group, and my main text is at the bottom there. I'm going to move my main text track to the top. This is no longer left now because I've grouped everything, so I can just rename this one outline. The names don't really matter. You can rename the group or whatever you want to do. You'll be able to add this to your library at the end and you reuse this in your projects anytime you like. So now here's the effect, because we want this to be see-through. So now we want to take out the fill. So remember, that's why we kept the main text, because we need to make that be the mask, the transparency that pokes a hole into this and makes it see-through. To do that, I'm going to import a video clip just so you can see the effect. So I'm going to just drag a video clip from my hard drive. Okay, so I have a video clip here on my timeline that I imported. I'm going to move that all the way to the bottom. You can see my text is not see-through yet, so that's fine. So let's see how we can do. I'm going to zoom back into my text and I'm going to click on the main text. You can see what the main text does now, because if I change the color now, you can see it's green and it has the white outline that I've created by offsetting all of those layers of text, right? So now I don't want this to be green. Actually, I want it to be see-through. So we will use a feature that was added in Camtasia 2021, the media matte effect. So we go to visual effects. If you don't see it, just click more, visual effects down here, and then go and find media matte, drag it onto the original text. Okay, by default the effect applied by the media matte is alpha, so you're going to see only what's inside of that text. But if you go to the properties on the right, change to alpha invert, and there you go. This now shows everything that is outside of that text, right? So my text is now see-through. I have an outline. If I play the video, you can see video through it, and you can do whatever you want with this text. Now let me show you. This is another feature from Camtasia 2021. You can select both of these things, the group with the offset text and the main text that is become the mask now. Control G to group them again, and you have one reusable asset. You have all the text down here on the right, which you can change because we have many copies of it. So because we don't want to actually have to change it like 9 times or something every time we want to change the text, you can click on the properties here for the custom properties, which apply to this group that the text is in, and click on this little icon here to open the quick property editor. And in here you can actually link these fields together so that they all change in sync. So just click this icon next to each one at the bottom there, and you see you can link them together into a single text field. Click save, and now you only change one text. Let's call it city. Okay, so I'm just replacing this city. There you go. My text changes. It's still an outline text and it still works. So you can animate this. You can, you can add an animation to it. Like, you go here and you use a custom animation and you drag that on here. You make it longer. Maybe you can use the control key to zoom it in, and there you go. The animation is playing just fine because your text is now transparent. Yes, if you zoom in, you can notice these little corners here that they are because we only duplicated that like 8 times, but I doubt that anybody's going to notice, this. So you can use this to create, fancy effects, like, you just offset it a bit like that, and you go in there and you just keep on pasting it, and you create little Doppler effects or whatever you want to create with this text like that. It's all cool. So just to show you, you can also change the font if you want. If you don't care for the Montserrat font that I created there, so you can just click on this group here, and you have all of the font properties exposed through the quick properties. Click on that, change something else. I changed it here to Garamond. You can change it to something else that, you know, sometimes Camtasia doesn't apply all the fonts. I don't know why, to all the annotations. So you need to find a font that's supported. And there you go. I changed it here. You can change it to bold or regular. That's not going to make a much more difference now because we're just working with the outlines. And you can change the size. You can change the color as well. So that's going to, you know, that's going to apply that to your text right here while keeping it with the outline. So this is one way to create outline text in Camtasia. I know it's a little workaround, but if you absolutely must have outline text and make it animated and native to Camtasia and changeable and customizable and all those things, this is one way to do it until TechSmith introduces outline to text in Camtasia. Until then, I hope this works and helps you in your projects. Let me know if you enjoy this. If you haven't upgraded to Camtasia, there's a link in the description there. If you click it and upgrade, you will be supporting my channel. That's an affiliate link, and I would appreciate it very much at no extra cost to you. And thank you for watching my videos. If you enjoy them and like them, share them. And if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And now I have a Facebook group with help for Camtasia beginners. If you want to join it, the link is in the description as well, and I will be responding to questions there, answering questions personally. So thanks again for your time. See you on the next one.